Welcome back to the City Current Radio Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We have a dual treat for you, a dynamic duo. We have Lisa May. She is the Senior Vice President of Strategic Solutions with DataFacts. And we also have our good friend, Sridhar Sunkara. He is the CEO of eBiz Solutions. They have partnered together on an amazing app and technology, and we'll talk all about that. But for starters, how are you two doing?
Great.
Doing good.
So let's dive in. Lisa, let's start with you. Give us a little bit of a teaser about DataFacts and then talk about why you all decided to partner with eBiz Solutions to create this app.
Okay, sure. DataFacts has been in business over 30 years and has continued to grow year after year. And we're always looking for really good strategic partners to work with. And it only made sense because eBiz and Sridhar has been a long-term partner of ours already. And when they developed the new Safely app that will help employers return their employees to work, it was just a natural fit.
And so your world is heavy HR. And so it's everything from the background screening. Talk about what you do with DataFacts.
Right. Well, we have two major divisions. We do mortgage credit solutions as well as pre-employment background checks. So yes, this is targeting the HR professionals in the community and nationally. We have customers throughout the country. So from large to small in just about every industry out there, healthcare, transportation, manufacturing, retail, employees are going to be coming back together, and some organizations can be in very close proximity. And they want to make sure that these employees feel safe, that they're not scared to come back to work. And so it's a great fit to go with background screening.
Yeah, and that's the picture I wanted to paint is when you talk about your world, you're dealing with this on the front lines with the HR directors and managers and teams. And so being able to say, okay, how do we safely bring our employees back to work is obviously a very critical piece of this equation. And so talk about, Sridhar, on your end, working with DataFacts and coming up with this custom solution, this technology safely.
Sure. So what we have seen is once the COVID came, the first thing everybody has done is like, hey, how do you now be at home and work from home, right? So that has taken some time. And as the pandemic, as time went by, people are now thinking, okay, how do we bring back, right? So how do we bring back safely? That is the most critical thing. And it's for our own company too. So we have more than 100 employees that are working from home. How do we bring back, right? So what are the new guidelines? And things are changing quite often. It's not like guidelines change based on city, county, local, state. So everything is changing. So, and even our employees started thinking, asking us a lot of questions. What is the new guideline? How are we going to set up the company, right? What's going to happen? So we felt like we need somebody or something to monitor this. And then we spoke to a lot of companies, and then we spoke to DataFacts too. And when we talked about it, what are the difficulties, right, that we are having, right? So you need to come and you need to make sure they're from a health point of view, they're pretty good. They have a good assessment of their self-checking. So you got temperature scanning and all. So we thought all of them, yeah, you can trick the temperature scanning if you want to. You can take a Tylenol and come to the office. But if somebody self-reports it, that makes a little bit more. You're putting the whole thing on them, right? The responsibility on them. And what we thought is, okay, self-assessment is very good in the health field. But also during this time, what we have seen within our own company and other companies that I have spoken to a lot of our CEOs and leadership is the mental health of people, right? Not feeling like they don't, because of the lack of communication, and not feeling safe and not feeling confident to come back. So we said, okay, why don't we use something that combines all of these things into one, because we're a technology company, that's the solutions we like, is to let's just try to come up with a solution. So we went in and started putting a daily health assessment that on top of it, assessment that you do for wellness, right? So mental wellness, and then we also put incident management. If you don't feel confident, if you see something, hey, you can manage it, but also having the guidelines at the tip of their fingers that's coming from their company, and then announcements and notifications from their company Also, we added where a consent-based distance tracking. If something has to happen in a company, you don't want to really make a big panic, but what you can do as a company is you can track that person, who that person had seen in the last 14 days, has been closer, 5 feet or 10 feet, and just only work with those people. So you don't have to have a big alarm in the company. So that also boosts confidence in the employees, but also it makes sure that employees are tracking this information just to make sure everything is going well, right? So tomorrow they have all these reports to make sure they're going well. And privacy is a big thing for us. So we didn't make it as a big public, so you won't even see in an app store or anything. It is only based on their logins, and the company sends their links to the download.
Yep. So you've got the privacy and the security on one side where it's only for the company and their employees. They control that. I know there's a lot of built-in security mechanisms with the kind of the refreshing side of it and the cycling through. So you've got the safety piece of it. But then to your point, the transparency and the automation, and also too pulling in the resources to be able to empower the employees, but also for the company to track and make sure from an accountability standpoint that the employees coming back are healthy. And so I think there's a lot of pieces. Lisa, let's switch to you. Give me one or two of the things that really excite you the most about this app and what it does for companies.
Yes, DataFax is actually getting ready to implement safely at our organization for our return to work program, and we're really excited about it. We had started talking about, well, pen and paper, old-fashioned ways, people walk in the door and they have to sign in and answer some questions. This is going to allow the employee to fill out the questions before they even enter the door. They can do it the night before or in the parking lot, but that way we know everyone that is entered into the workplace has already tested and, attested that they have not at risk and are not sick at that time. We've already done Sridhar, I think we've had a demo almost every day this week. We've had everything from a winery out in California to a college that we're doing tomorrow that are interested. We're seeing all types of organizations that are very interested, and they have a lot of great questions, but every time Sridhar's app is addressing all of those questions that they have.
Well, I think that is something that already seeing how schools and the education side of this. So when you think about employees, yes, but also to students. So there's a lot of different layers to be able to use this technology and this app. Sridhar, on your end, give us, when you talk about what it means for efficiency, is Lisa was talking about the ability to self-report ahead of time and not have to use the pen and paper and all the different touch points. So give me one or two of the major benefits on your end.
Definitely. Let's take about a school, for example, right? So if you want everybody to get in at 8 o'clock, and then everybody has to come there and take assessment, it's going to be a nightmare, right? So they can do it like the parents can do for the kids at 7 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning. But when they come at the entrance, the app, they show the app, and it has a green thing, a green shield that says you are safe. And it also shows the date and time when they did that. So in that way, at the entrance, they can let them in so that there's nobody flocking near the entrance. If it's work, not in the lobby, everybody getting close in the lobby. But also the point is lost if you do it in the office, because let's say every assessment question has a weight to it. If the weight goes above a certain number of points, that means they're at a higher risk. They might have something. But if they're already in the lobby, then you're already having people around them, then you defeated the purpose, right? If you do it at home and come, you are not even coming because it shows red and it flags the admin so they know that it's red, and also you can get directions of what you need to do. If there is a red, it says you are at a high risk versus you are at a low risk, just stay home and take care, versus, hey, you are safe, you can come into work. So we really address the main point is, hey, don't come and take care, whether it's a temperature or anything. It's not safe to come and then identify it as you have a high temperature and then you are already in the building facility. Now the facility has to be clean wherever they were, all the touch points. Here, you don't have that. So that's what we thought that would help, and the efficiency for the company within the company so they can move people quickly.
And when you talk about eBiz solutions and your work in like artificial intelligence, AI, algorithms, this is exactly where all that comes in handy is like, hey, we can pull all these
Exactly.
pieces together and make it extremely efficient for companies. Talk about how companies can access, Lisa mentioned demos and the fact that you're doing demos every day now. How do companies reach out and what are the steps for them to start trying to implement this?
Definitely. I mean, like both where we they can reach to eBiz or DataFax. Both of us have collaboration now. So when we get it, it goes through DataFax. So they're our front end because we are good at technology and they're good at reaching the people that we want to reach. And they have a huge network, right? So, I mean, like what Lisa was saying, we pretty much have like 1 or 2 calls a day this week that they're bringing to us. So we can talk about technology and they know who to reach and they're reaching the right people, the HR of the world. Those are the people we really want. But one critical thing about this app that we really wanted to push is this is not one time, one and done, right? So after this pandemic, people don't need to stop it, right? So we're doing the wellness in this, right? So we're also doing the notifications, the guideline. But tomorrow there's a flu, right? Flu season comes. This could be used for that. So schools really like this because of the fact that it could be repurposed right after this. So they could continuously, they can use it. And what we are doing is we're going to take feedback as people are using it, and we're going to enhance the app, right? Because this is a platform. So they almost, whenever we make an enhancement, they get the benefit of that enhancement. So they can go to eBiz website, thinkebiz.net or datafax.com and can reach either one of us.
How easy is it for companies? How quickly can they onboard and turn this around? Because obviously you do want to be able, time is of the essence in a way where you've got the workers coming back in and they want to make sure that they can roll this out in an efficient but a very quick way. So how easy is that process?
So we are launching this in July 1st week. So once we get the first few ones would probably take a week or so. And after that, we can knock it off in a few days, 3-4 days each one. And we'll have more people whenever somebody comes. It's because it is a private label, right? So it's everybody has their own brand there. So we are not like, and then they will get their own private URL that they can convert into a QR code. When a visitor walks in, they can click on the QR code and download the app. And we manage the visitor also for 14 days just to make sure nothing happens. So that's how we do it for them.
Lisa, flipping it back to you, talk about this partnership. And like Sridhar's talking, this is something that obviously has a timeliness now, but this is something that can be fully integrated and become a day-to-day piece for years to come. So share from your perspective of just rolling this in as something that will become kind of mainstream as an opportunity to keep your employees on the up and up and have the transparency and the accountability.
Right. Organizations are going through this, and our new normal, as we keep saying, is not normal. You know, I don't know if we'll ever go back to the way times used to be, and we're all trying to adjust, and things are changing daily. We listen to the CDC and what the guidelines are, but with this app, like Sridhar said, he's constantly updating it. We had a customer ask us if it could be in Spanish. And of course, Sridhar's answer is, yeah, we just need to develop it. So, you know, he'll be working on that. So their employee base is bilingual and primarily Spanish speaking. So it's definitely a long-term thing that I think organizations are going to need. I know in Memphis and all across Tennessee this past year, around January and February, the flu was horrible. Even in our office, we had so many people out at the same time. It was, you know, it really hurt us being able to be productive. And this way it could really combat that.
And I think the combination now of the ability to work from home and how that's really rising, both in terms of importance, but now the technology and the ability and the normalization of that, but then coupled with the accountability and the trackability of like this app where you then can say, I'm not feeling good, I'm in the red, I shouldn't come to work, but I can maybe work from home where I'm not too far. So my point is now is you're actually creating a safer environment, but also a much more flexible environment with accountability built in.
Yeah, I mean, flexibility is going to be the new normal, right? So we have like across our organization, we have said like it's going to be a flexible company going forward. So we might even like, I don't know if we're going to even have an office in one of our offices, and we might just take like a co-working space. I mean, people, if you just want to come once a week, some of them, they can meet. So, but we need to have some kind of checks and balances. So we are trying to use this app as the one that for, especially for a wellness assessment. Hey, how are you doing? I mean, like at home, right? So because you're not meeting every day with everybody. Now just think about it. Zoom became a normal thing. Like I never use my phone. I mean, I use like 10% of my phone. Everything you just send, hey, I will do online chat, right? It could be a Zoom, or we do a lot of it. What we do is Microsoft Teams. So it is now becoming a new normal that, hey, we don't really have to meet. We can just connect online, and then we can have conversations like this, right? We can have whiteboard sessions. So everything can connect, and it also saves a lot of time, but also it's more productive for us.
Talk about for each of you contact information. So for all the listeners, where would they go? I know that you can obviously go through either one. So talk about, Sridhar, we'll start with you. Give us your website, social media, phone number. Where do we go?
Yeah, our website is thinkebiz.net. Once they go there, we have a big navigation that says new normal. They click on that and they can go to back to school or back to work. And from there, they can connect to us.
And then Lisa, go ahead and talk about DataFacts. Where do we go? Website?
Website is datafax.com. They could call the office 901-685-7599 or email me, Lisa, at datafax.com.
Well, thank you both for all you do, for coming on the show. I think it's an exciting partnership, an exciting, obviously, opportunity for what it means for all of us. So thank you for coming on and sharing. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jeremy.